Please be seated. All right, we're back in session with the attorneys, Mr. Mew, and 14 jurors. Members of the jury, we took our break before all of you looked at the exhibit, number 24. It's there on the rail. If you want to continue passing it amongst yourselves, you may. Once you are finished, once everyone has seen it and you're finished with the exhibit, just turn it upside down, place it on the rail, or place it on the floor so that we know that you're done. Mr. Smestad, who is the next witness?
Call Lieutenant Hart.
Lieutenant, please come forward. Please face the clerk, raise your right hand and be sworn.
Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do.
Please have a seat in the witness chair. Mr. Smestad.
You state your name for the record, please,
Yes, Brandy Hart, H-A-R-T.
and what's your occupation?
I am the Special Services Lieutenant for the St. Croix County Sheriff's Office.
What are your general duties as a Special Services Lieutenant?
I supervise our 9 investigators, our 7 deputies in court services, and the evidence room.
How many years have you been with the St. Croix County Sheriff's Office?
25.
What roles have you held over those years?
I started in the jail. I worked there for 3 years. I went to patrol for 6 years. After that, I was promoted to investigations, where I spent 14 years before I became a lieutenant.
How many years have you been a lieutenant?
2.5.
Do you recall July 30th, 2022?
I do.
Were you on duty that day?
No,
Did you get called in?
I did.
In your current role, would you normally be involved in an investigation of this sort?
Yes.
Did you get contacted regarding the stabbings on the Apple River that day?
I did.
What was the information you were initially told?
Investigator Schultz called me and told me that there had been multiple stabbings on the Upper River.
Were you at home at the time?
I was doing yard work.
Did you get asked to come in?
Yes.
Were you given any specific duties or assignments?
At that point, we were just looking for manpower. The suspect hadn't been located, and we were going to formulate a plan.
What did you do? What was your part in the investigation?
I got to the Apple River about an hour after the first call came in, and at that point, Mr. Mew had been taken into custody, and his group was standing along the end of the river.
All right. What did you do when you got to the river?
I believe I spoke with some of my colleagues, and then I ended up taking Sandy Mew to the Somerset Police Department to interview her.
All right. And did you interview Sandy?
I did.
What did you do after that?
After that, I coordinated her getting back with her group. Some of them had come to the police department, and because all the other investigators were interviewing witnesses, I went to the jail.
All right. Were you asked to do anything specific at the jail?
I interviewed Mr. Mew.
Was that interview recorded?
It was
How was it recorded?
audio and video.
Were you wearing a body cam or was there some other system?
I have a recording device on my cell phone, and so I recorded the audio version that way, and then there's an overhead camera at the jail that recorded the video.
Do you remember what time it was that you interviewed Mr. Mew at the jail?
Yeah, it was about 10 to 8.
PM?
Yes,
At that point, had you seen Jawan Cockfield's video of what happened on the river?
I had not.
Did you know there was a video?
I did.
Did Mr. Mew know that?
Conjecture, speculation.
Sustained.
Did you ever, prior to your interview with him, did you tell him there was a video of the incident?
I did not.
And have you reviewed Exhibit 15?
I did.
Can you tell us what it is?
Yeah, it's a copy of my interview with Mr. Mew at the jail.
Is it recorded on a specific kind of a device?
Yes, it's on a thumb drive.
All right, Your Honor, permission to publish Exhibit 15 to the jury on the digital system.
Any objection to 15? 15 is received.
Hi there, are you Nick?
Yeah.
Hi Nick, my name is Brandy.
Hi.
I'm a lieutenant with the St. Clair County Sheriff's Office, okay? You got some water, right?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have you had anything to eat?
No.
Okay, let me,
I will wait for now.
okay,
For food.
are you sure?
I'm not hungry.
Okay, well, if you get hungry,
Yeah.
just let these guys know, okay, or let me know when I can,
It's just very, very thirsty.
yeah, I bet. Hope it was a long,
I'm on the river drinking beer all day and not drinking any water.
and it's hot, and, yeah, being in the sun all day, doesn't matter if you're drinking beer. Sometimes just, and then this, yeah. So I would imagine you have some questions for me.
Well,
I am just gonna go through the rights form and, you know, let you know if you wanna answer any of my questions, we'll talk about that. I'm gonna record our conversation, if you're okay with that.
of course.
Let's see, today is the 30th of July, and it is 7:53 p.m. How do you spell your first name?
Nicolai.
Okay.
Last
And
name, no middle name.
no middle name, okay.
No.
And what's your last name?
M-I-U.
How do you spell, or how do you pronounce that?
Miu.
Okay. And what's your birthday? Do you like to be called Nicolai or Nick, or
Nick.
what's Nick? Okay.
Yeah. December 11th, 1969.
Okay, so that makes you
52.
52, thank you. What's your address, Nick?
5945 Hidden Oaks Circle, southeast.
Holy cats, that's a mouthful.
long one, yeah.
Hidden Oak Circle.
Sure.
I don't even know if I have enough space in this lane.
You do,
Southeast? Oh, southeast, thank you for
Yeah,
correcting
no
me.
problem.
And that's
Prior Lake,
Prior Lake, okay. What's the zip code in Prior Lake?
55372.
Okay, and how about a phone number for you, Nick?
612-735-6317.
6317, and I understand you're married to Sandy,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah. Is she okay?
She is, yeah.
You talked to her?
I did talk to her. I talked to her for quite a while. I brought her to get dry clothes.
Where is she?
She is with Ernesto and Amy.
Okay, good, good.
They're taking good care of her. And then,
Titi, my puppy.
she's headed home to take care of the dog. And she's also with, Ariel and, who's his girlfriend?
Oh, God, I don't even know.
Is it Tatiana?
No, Tatiana. Tatiana is another girl,
Okay,
but she's not.
hold on,
with
they gave
Ariel.
me,
Yes,
oh, Sandy didn't know Ariel's girlfriend's name.
neither do I.
Okay. But Ernesto and Amy
They,
came to where I was with Sandy, and they went and got the car, but I had brought Sandy to the car to
she
get
was
changed.
driving, right?
No, she was with me. I brought her from the river to the car
Okay.
so she could get clothes, and we brought the cooler back and put that in the car. So she's got all the stuff.
All right.
Are you working anywhere now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where do you work?
I work at Reach Engineering as a mechanical engineer.
And what kind of engineering? What was that?
Mechanical engineer.
Yeah, what's the name of your employer?
Oh, Richie,
R-I,
Tchie, engineering. In Blooming. 5 427, I think it is.
Okay. What was the last grade that you completed?
I have a bachelor's and I have actually 2 degrees, one
Okay.
in engineering, one in mathematics.
Wow.
And I'm a class away from a master's in both. I'm not a zombie and I've never had a run with the law except when I got Will drove me to
Okay.
that.
So where did you get your degrees from, your undergraduate
South
degree?
Dakota State University.
Is that the Bison?
No, the Jackrabbit.
Oh, okay.
In Brookings.
And how about your master's degree? Where are you working on that?
I'm not working on it yet.
Okay,
Yeah, I did pass the EIP so that I could work
Gotcha.
For the state as a licensed engineer, but I haven't had a chance to do that. For many years, I worked as a contracting engineer. Then for the past 16 years, I've been working with Ritchie Engineering where I met Sandy.
okay. What does Ritchie Engineering do? Like what do they
Yes,
manufacture?
what we do HVAC service equipment.
Okay,
Basically, we're the top tier of HVAC. We're like the top brand. And top brand for that is Yellow Jacket.
okay. And is that for the parts?
The brand of yeah. Everything we make there, we make it under the Yellow Jacket brand.
Got it.
But the company name is Ritchie Engineering.
Okay,
So what I do everything from hoses, recovery machines, all the electronics. I talk to customers. I get business. I do the documentation, the design. It's a small company,
Okay.
so I like to do everything. Testing, evaluation, you name it. You know,
Wow.
16 years over there, and that's not even scratching the surface.
Really?
Well, I have bigger dreams now,
yeah,
shattered, but anyway, I don't want to talk about them right now.
okay.
I don't know exactly what happened, I just don't, I can't talk about it, I need to go one step at a time.
And if you have any questions along the way, Nick, just stop and ask me, okay? Or if you need to take a break, just,
How bad is it?
well, can we get through this form and ask each other
Yes,
questions?
yes.
I want to maintain the integrity of
Yeah.
this investigation and your rights and, you know, so I want to get through this form and then we can ask questions, okay? So I'm going to turn this around. I'll give you this pen. What I'll have you do is I'm going to read each, you seem to speak excellent English.
Yeah,
You can read,
yeah, and
I would imagine-
Miranda rights,
Yeah.
which have not been read to me when I was put in the car. Is that
and
right?
that's okay, as long as they weren't asking you any questions, they don't need to.
Oh,
But I'd like to ask these questions, so that's why we're gonna go through this right now,
All right.
okay? So I'll let you have that pen, and so I'm gonna read these to you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You have the right to remain silent.
or just the.
You can check mark it, or some people put their initials, you know, we'll have you sign it at the bottom, so that's however you wanna do that. Anything you say can be used against you in court or other proceedings. You have the right to consult an attorney before making any statement or answering any question, and you may have him or her present with you during questioning.
Okay.
And also,
What-
stop me, I talk kind of fast.
I was gonna
Okay.
ask you about this one.
Okay.
So,
Yep,
when do I see one? When do I get one assigned to me?
you would get one assigned to you, the soonest, would be on Monday.
Oh,
So that would be the soonest. And
working hours,
working
days,
hours, yeah, pretty much, is how that works.
Okay.
So if you cannot afford to pay for an attorney, you may be eligible to be represented by an attorney from the office of the state public defender. If you desire an attorney from that office, you should contact their local office.
And that information would be provided to me, or?
Yes, so what happens is, the jail provides that information every day to the public defender's office, like here's who's on the list.
Okay.
So some people come into jail and they, either have a lawyer already because of other things, or they know a lawyer, or they're gonna find their own. So these guys will let you use the phone if that's
I'll
kind of
ask
where you're at.
Sandy to look for me, if
Okay.
that's okay.
Oh, gosh, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
because I'm not gonna see you and talk to
Yeah.
you, but.
Nope, that's fine. If you decide to answer questions now, with or without an attorney, you still have the right to stop the questioning at any time, or stop the questioning for the purpose of consulting an attorney.
Yeah, I'd like to do that at some point.
Okay. can just check mark that we went over that. However, you may waive the right to remain silent, and you may answer questions now without an attorney. You can just check mark that I read that to you. You're not agreeing to anything right now. This is just that I stated these things to you. So this says the above rights have been read to me. I have initialed each paragraph, or in your case, check mark, to show that I understand each of my rights. I have received a copy of this form. So
After I sign it.
you sign it, and then I'm gonna sign it, Nick, and then I'm gonna give you a copy of it. All right, I'll sign here. And I've got 8:01. All right, that's what I've got. Okay.
Military time.
Sorry, do you want me to write it regular? Okay.
No,
I get so caught up in, used to that.
yeah.
My friends don't like it, because in my vehicle, my own vehicle that I drive, it's military time, and so they're always asking me what
Everything
time.
I have is military because I came from Europe. And
Oh, sure.
everything
Yeah,
is they call it military, but it's not military, it's
Right, it's
the proper time.
exactly. Well, good, at least then you know what it means then when I put the time on there like that. So I would like to ask you questions about your day today, what happened, you know, like how you guys got to be on the Apple River today, and then like what your day was like. It's up to you if you're willing to answer questions. If you decide that, yep, I'll answer questions right now, and in 10 minutes, you don't want to answer anymore, you just need to tell me that, okay? And if you don't want to answer questions right now, then that's fine too, and I will leave. It's up to you.
All I can say, it was self-defense. Self-defense, there were lots of people that came on to me. Self-defense, and they produced 2 weapons, one I took from them.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can tell. And they hit me, and they were on top of me, and I don't remember anything after that. I just remember I ran away. I ran away to my group. There were actually people coming over from my group to see what was going on. I said, nothing, just get back on. And they kept asking, and I said, nothing. I didn't explain to them anything because I was so fearful. I didn't know what these people were doing to us. I've never been in a situation like this, where people produce weapons and they were saying, they were calling, I don't remember, but they said, don't run from us, don't do this, you're a child molester, you're this. And I said, are you people drunk? Or you're a child molester. I said, the only thing I remember in my mind is, if I'm a child molester, should you be drinking? Should you be drinking alcohol and doing what you're doing to people that you don't even know, attacking them? And I said, if I'm a child molester, you should be having alcohol, you know? And they took I was snorkeling, so they took my snorkel away, they threw it in the water. They grabbed my pants. One wanted to pull my pants down, and I grabbed onto him. And I don't know who that kid was, but he had a knife on him. And then there was another knife, a longer knife, looked like a kitchen knife,
Okay.
kitchen or something, I don't know. And I don't know what happened to either one of them. I just know that when the kid attacked me, I took that from him.
The kitchen knife or the other
No,
knife?
the smaller knife.
Okay, what did that knife look like? Do you
I
remember?
don't even remember.
But it was smaller?
Smaller, yes.
Okay.
So, that's all.
How did you get to be by them? Or who are these people?
So, Ariel lost his phone.
Okay.
The phone was in the floor.
One of those bags? that
Yeah,
they give you?
yeah.
Okay.
And everyone had one, but his phone was in the floater, so he says, well, let's go look for it. So I put my snorkel on, and I looked, and these guys found something. And they were talking about it, and I said, okay.
This group of people?
This group of
Oh,
people,
gotcha.
yeah. I went over and I said, did you guys find the phone? And if you did, can I see it? Can I identify it? And they started calling me names. They got off of their tubes. They came at me. Like I said, all I need. And they were calling me all kinds of names, insulting me for being in the water with a snorkel. And I said, all I want, guys, did you find the phone? And I saw they had found something, all
Okay.
right? And I don't know if there was a phone or something else they found, but they wouldn't talk to me about what they found. And we were looking desperately to find this phone. And I know somebody found it, but I thought it was that group,
Okay.
you know. And then they went over, they came to me and they grabbed my snorkel and they threw it in the water. Well, the water was so fast, it went under. So I went out after it and they started, another group of mostly girls came over from the other side, yelling at me or calling me child molester and something with something like that. And I went back. I actually after this incident, I don't even know what happened. I just know that they attacked me and I was in self-defense. I went into self-defense mode, and then I went over to my group of people. That was it. And they asked me what happened, and I wouldn't tell them. I said, I can't tell you. Let me calm down.
Okay.
I was shocked. So nobody on that knew exactly what happened. The only thing they said was, look, somebody got in an argument over there. Like, yep, let's just leave that alone. Don't go there.
Are you able to draw for me, like, where you were looking for the phone, like, and where was Ernesto and Sandy, and where was this group? Maybe it would help me kind of understand. Yep.
These guys were here. I don't know how many. There were quite a few.
Okay.
We were upriver about 100 feet. Our group was here. And
So you guys were in the water.
yes.
Okay.
So we were in the water. And then there was another group of people over here that came to attack me. So there was this group of people here, this group of people that attacked me. They attacked me here.
So your group was floating down the river like this?
Actually, we're stopped. But yes, this is the
That's the direction you were
yeah.
going. Okay. So your group is stopped.
Yeah.
And who's looking for the phone besides you? Like, how do you know the phone's missing?
Oh, yeah, we talked about it. I yelled.
Oh, okay.
It was so because I lost my phone. And so, well, you didn't lose it. It's floating down the
Because it's
river.
in that bag.
Yeah, so let's go find it, you know. And he was over here pouting that he lost his phone, and I said, that's okay, I have my snorkeling gear. And then I heard this guy said that he found something. And when I was snorkeling down, I passed him. I kept looking, and then I came up, I kept looking, and then they started yelling and screaming, and I said, did you guys find something? And I thought they did. And I know they did, because they were hiding something from me. And then I went over there and they grabbed my snorkel, they threw it down. They got off their tubes, they came after me, they pushed me. One of them hit me, and then there was a girl that came from here and hit me in the back of my head. And I was about right there.
You said right here?
When she hit me, yeah.
And that's when the female hit you?
Yeah. And she was coming from another group over here. I don't know how many people were in there. But
Were these guys stopped?
yes, in very shallow water.
Okay, so it's really shallow over here.
Shallow there.
Okay.
Pretty much the two sides are shallow. Yeah.
Was it, how deep do you think it was when you were like snorkeling around with the
Oh.
phone?
4 or 5 feet,
Okay,
not very deep. And the water was very murky, so I could not see anything.
Really?
Through my goggles. But those goggles are lost. They took them, grabbed them off my face and threw them in the water.
we found the goggles
Oh, good, thank you.
and the snorkel.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Are they connected?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes.
And they're just like regular snorkel
Yeah.
goggles, right?
Yeah, I had them
Okay.
over when I went to the Caribbean.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do they look like? Just to make sure we have the right one. White?
Well, transparent plastic with a white snorkel.
Okay. All right.
Is that it?
I think we have them. Was there any, did it seem like these groups were together?
After they came after me, I don't know. Yes,
Okay.
yes, I think so. I mean, I feared for my life. Tell you the truth, when they started hitting me and pointed a knife at me, and then another kid pointed a knife, I thought that was it for me. luckily, I took it from one of the young kids, and I think that's when I found back.
What did you do with it?
I don't even know.
Okay.
I don't know. Absolutely, I don't know. I don't know if he got it back. I have absolutely no idea.
Did you hit him? Like, did the knife make contact with him?
That I don't remember.
Okay.
You were so close.
Sure.
And one had it in his hand, so I took his hand and I bent it and I poked him with his own hand. And then I took it from his hand and then I went and swung like this. So I don't know who I hit. I just know that I took the knife from one of the kids.
Okay.
The other one, I don't know what happened to. I didn't get hit. Because as soon as this happened, I started running across. So I went across to my group, and then my group was wondering what just happened, was it? And I didn't want to tell them anything.
Just because you didn't want to.
I didn't want to get anybody aroused. I didn't want my group to go say, well, we're gonna go talk to those kids. No, they were too drunk. I believe they were too drunk and too set on going after people. I think.
What were these guys doing? Did
They
they
were
know?
just-
Did they know anything was going on?
No.
So they didn't know you were getting punched or.
Well, they saw the scuffle because at one point Ernesto was coming towards me like, hey man, did you find anything? And I said, no, I didn't. I don't know. These guys must have it or something. I don't know. And he says, okay, well, he will just get another phone on Monday. You were concerned about getting the phone. And like, okay, so what are you doing? I said, I don't know. I'm just gonna go late to sit in my thing. And then Sandy said, okay, are you okay? And said, I don't want to talk about it. You know, and then they asked me, hey, what do you want to do? You want to stay here? You want to go down? And I said, I want to go down. And then some girls from my group heard that something was happening over here, and they said, well, we're calling the police. And I think they called the police.
Okay.
One or two, I don't know.
Did you see any of that? What was going on?
No.
When they decided to call the police?
No.
Okay. Did you have a knife? with
No,
you?
no, absolutely. No.
Okay.
I had one earlier that I used to cut, but right at the beginning, and I left it I don't even know what I did with it. I think I either gave it to one of the people or I put it back in my truck.
Okay.
Yeah. So it may have been, I tell you the truth, I don't even know.
And that was after you cut the string?
Yeah, we needed to have something to cut the string over there. They don't have any knives. So,
But you have them with you today, right?
the what?
A knife to cut. How did that?
I think it's in my car.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
Did you drive or did Sandy drive?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know where it's at, to tell you the truth. It may be in one of the bags we had with us. It may have been in I don't know. Maybe I left it, put it back in the car. Because I went back with a bunch of, I had straps. I didn't want to pay for string. But they say string
You
is
can't.
cheap.
Well, they probably don't want you to have straps.
But they told me, they said, yeah, if you have straps, there was a kid over there. If you have straps, no problem, but the string is free. So I said, okay, I'll take the string.
Okay.
You know, and then I took the straps back. So, because straps can puncture the.
Yeah.
So I had a whole bag of straps that I took back to my car.
Okay. And so maybe the knife was with the strap?
Probably.
Do you have any cuts or marks on you? Have you had a chance to look at your
No.
torso or
Somebody was telling me that I'm bleeding from my ear, from my left ear.
who told you that?
Oh, I think it was Amy. They said, make your bleeding from your left ear. I went like this, and I went in the water, I cleaned, and I don't see any blood. You know, and I really, I don't know if you see any cuts, but
I don't.
Yeah, so I don't know why I was bleeding from my ear.
But Amy saw blood?
I think she says you're bleeding from your ear, Nick. And then I cleaned and I said, look, there is nothing. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it was blood or if it was weeds she saw. I have no idea. We were like, she was on the other side and I was just.
Yeah, so she's over here, right?
She's over here, yeah, right here.
Oh, so she's closest, Amy's over here, closest
Yeah.
to shore?
Yeah,
Okay.
with their nestle right here. And I was over here somewhere in one of these.
Okay, and you got back in that tube then when it was time to
Got
go?
back in my own tube, yes.
Okay. Did Ernesto come and get you?
No,
Like, did anybody know that you were getting
No.
punched or
no.
was anybody?
They wanted to talk to me about the phone, if I found the phone and what did those guys say, and I said, they probably did, they don't want to give it up, they attacked me, and that's it. And then I said, let's go, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
So they don't know what happened here.
You didn't tell anybody?
No.
Okay.
You're the first one to know.
Okay.
That's why probably Amy and everybody else is so surprised.
Well, they're worried about you.
Yeah.
I mean, and even Ernesto was like, I don't know how the hell this happened.
They don't know anything because I didn't know what to tell them.
Yeah.
I really don't know. Everything happened so fast. I really don't remember why they attacked me. I don't know why they took my snorkel away. I don't know why one of them wanted to pull my pants down. I don't know why they were being so mean. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know. And why did they want to scare me with a knife? I just don't know why they're scaring people on the river. It's a family-oriented river with knives and you know what they did.
So was it two males that had knives?
I
Was it
saw
two
two
men?
males.
Okay.
Yes,
And were they both from this group, or do you
yeah.
even know?
Well, that I don't know.
Okay.
One of them was from this group. The one
Okay.
that I took the smaller knife from, I think, was from this group.
Okay, so you took the smaller knife.
From one of them.
And is that the one that you said that you kind of went,
Yes.
basically like?
Oh, I was going like this. I wanted out. They were coming and they were punching me and they were circling me and they came really close. They were pushing me in the water and I just grabbed the kid's knife. I didn't even know if I was holding it right. I just grabbed it from him because he tried to poke me with it. So I feared for my life.
It sounds like.
I was very shocked. I was extremely shocked. I couldn't even say anything to anybody. I had locked jaw. I don't know. Right now, I don't even know how this happened, how I got away from all that.
So when they were pushing you in the water, did you go underwater or did you remain
tripped.
standing?
No, I tripped.
Okay.
I tripped and I fell in the water a couple of times, yes.
Where on your body did they hit you?
In the back of my back. And I know one of the girls came over and slapped me right over my right ear. I couldn't even see what they were doing because I was tripping over the stones, and I was falling down, and they were just jumping on me.
I'm gonna show you a picture and see if you.
I was fearing for my life. I'm still fearful that they're gonna find out who I am and go do something to Sandy, and possibly some of these people over here. I fear that somehow they're gonna find out who I am and continue their whatever that was. And I don't know why they're so hateful. And I just don't get it. I mean, this is the second time I come to the river, the first time for my wife, and I promised her it was going to be a beautiful outing and nothing to fear. We had lots of booze. She didn't drink because she was the designated driver. But most of us didn't. There was another girl that didn't drink on the other party because they wanted to drive home. We ate well, we had music, everything was so good, so good, so good. Of course, I had a lot of alcohol, who doesn't, you know, we're.
Well, you had a sober ride. So,
Yeah.
And I don't smell it on you. Were you
No.
drinking beer or vodka
Yeah,
or what?
no,
Okay,
we don't do hard liquor, because then we dehydrate too fast and
Yep.
then we get cramps.
okay.
So after my quadruple bypass, I still have cramps.
Oh, yikes. Quadruple bypass? How long
Yeah.
ago was that?
A year and a half ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you see any wires in my chest, in my sternum, that's from the wire.
Really? Do you have a
No.
pacemaker in there too or anything? No?
Mhm. I tell you the truth, I'm scared because I'm not in the best of health, okay? I'm just going down the river, probably should not have even drank that much beer, but the doctor never said don't drink.
Sure.
You know, especially beer, you can have as much as you want in moderation. I was in cold water,
Yep.
you know, so, but, you know,
Yeah, yikes.
and then missing vein here, and then from my leg.
That's what they used to,
Yeah, take it here, take it from here, cut it in half, that's two. The same thing from my leg, cut it in half, use the other two, so it's quadruple bypass.
wow,
I was dead. My heart stopped 5 hours.
wow. Had you had a heart attack that
Mhm.
prompted that?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah,
yikes.
so I was in pretty bad shape.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
I bet Sandy was pretty scared,
She was, because I was in the hospital for quite some time,
I bet.
at Methodist Hospital. But they did a great job, you know, and Methodist Hospital is probably one of the best hospitals for heart
Yeah, I've heard that.
surgeries. If you know somebody, I would point them to Methodist.
Yeah, my father-in-law had heart surgery there too. He had a heart
Yeah,
attack a few years
yeah.
ago and that's where he went.
So, yeah,
Do you need some more?
no, that's it.
Are you sure? I got an extra fresh bottle here, so you want it?
Yes, please.
I can't travel without, it's brand new too, I didn't drink out of it
I
yet, so.
understand. Thank you so
I
much.
probably am gonna drink out of it now, so you can have
Yes.
that and this is gonna be
I
my part.
really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I take a medication that makes me really, really thirsty, so I have bottles of water rolling around in my
I
back
do
seat,
too.
I've got them in the door
I'm supposed to
pocket.
I'm supposed to take mine, but they're at home, and I don't know when I'm gonna take them.
Okay, so you have medication that you
Oh,
need?
yeah.
Okay.
5 medication.
'Cause I can call Sandy and see,
Oh, I'm not gonna have her drive over here.
well, I might be able to send somebody to go get them,
Oh,
just so that they get back here, and I mean, I'm
she's so
sorry.
shaken right now, she is probably,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, but we need to make sure you have your medication.
Yeah, but I would, like I said, I wouldn't have her drive.
Yep, I might be able to send somebody there to get them. What medications do you take, Nick?
Oh, my God.
Are they all heart-related, or some do different
Well,
things?
2 of them are heart-related.
Okay,
Yeah. One is aspirin,
that's heart-related, right? That's
Yeah.
blood thinning,
and,
yep,
potassium, because I'm getting a lot of muscle cramps.
okay,
Um,
that's 4.
There is one. There's another one. I'll tell you when I remember.
Okay, no worries. Were you on your phone at all during your day today? I know that Sandy didn't bring her phone.
I took some pictures,
Okay,
then I put it away. Sandy does not like to take a lot of pictures, because then they get posted on
Facebook or Instagram or something?
Yeah, but I'm okay if they take them, if they post them, yeah. I did take a few, didn't have a chance to do anything with them.
Okay,
Yeah, but I was not on the phone, I didn't call anybody.
okay, did you use your phone around the time,
No.
like right before, you were looking for the phone or anything like that?
No, not me.
Okay.
Not like these guys, they're constantly on their phones, that's why, IDL lost his.
Because he was on it too much?
People can't enjoy life, nowadays, going down the river without being on their phones. Of course, they take a lot of pictures, but the picture is not the same experience as being there, so.
So do you think the pictures that you took were like at the beginning of your journey, or where do you
Oh,
think?
we did take, I took a couple of group ones where they have that music place in the bathrooms.
Okay,
we made a stop there to eat sandwiches. There were a lot of people over there. That beach was completely full. Lots of people there, lots of people. It was a beautiful day.
It was.
And this now, we'll probably close that place down.
You think so?
Yes. Well, I don't know what resulted of it, because I don't know.
Is this you?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think was happening at that time?
They were fighting me. They pointed the knife at me. Both boys pointed the knife at me.
Okay. Did you see anyone take this picture of you?
No, God, no. I was actually very, very scared.
Yeah.
I was very scared. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what they were doing and why. I mean, I understand they were drunk, but you get drunk, I get drunk, we all get drunk. We don't do that kind of stuff, especially on a family river like this, family outing. We don't do that kind of stuff. But I was very, very scared. I didn't know what was going to happen next.
Did you see the woman that hit you in the ear? Did you see her at all?
No. I turned around, she hit me again.
Okay. Do you remember what her bathing suit looked like?
No.
What she was wearing?
She was just yelling at me and calling me child molester. That's how it all started. They kept calling me a child molester. I don't know, out of the blue. And then they wanted to beat me up because they said I'm a child molester. And then my argument back to them was, if I'm a child molester and you're children, you shouldn't be drinking. You should not be out here drinking, okay, and doing what you're doing. Where are your parents?
Did they look like they were young?
Oh, I don't know. I think they look pretty young to me.
Okay.
I don't think they were of the age of drinking.
Really?
Yeah. I think. I mean, I don't know. I don't hang out with people like that. My generation and the people I hang out with are much older people.
Like Ernesto and Sandy?
Like Ernesto and Sandy and Amy, yeah. Yeah, Amy's probably one of the youngest ones there.
Sure.
45, and Sandy is 61.
Yeah.
So I'm younger, you know.
So you said that they were standing really close to you?
They were on top of me. They were pushing me, shoving me. I tripped. I fell down. I got up. And that's where I saw the one of the kids there. It was the closest kid with a knife, and I grabbed it from him.
And that was the smaller
Yes,
kid?
yes.
And he was in front of you? Was he as close as we are, or
Oh, he was
closer?
closer. He was closer. He was closer. But as soon as he came with the knife, I grabbed the knife from him. And what I did then, I mean, I shouldn't show you, but I grabbed, twisted his arm and poked him with his own knife. Then I took it from him and I started swinging.
Okay.
So I swung. I don't even know who I hit.
Okay.
I don't know if I hit the girl that hit me twice in the head from behind. I don't know if I hit another kid. I don't know. They were just on top of me. They chased me, hitting me and yelling at me and calling me, insulting me. That's it.
Okay.
So I don't know what knife they had. I don't know. I just saw two knives. That's it. The longer one and the shorter one. I don't know where they are. I don't know who's got them. I don't know.
So what I'd like to do is I'd like to get a sample of your DNA, because if these knives don't belong to you, I would imagine your DNA is not going to be on them.
Well, I touched one of them.
Yeah, you touched the one you grabbed.
Yeah, from the kid.
him.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to give me a sample
Yes.
of your DNA? Okay.
Yeah. Is that a good thing?
Well-
I mean, I don't know. I don't have a lawyer over here to ask.
Yeah, and certainly, so.
Should I wait?
Well, I've got a colleague that's in the process of writing a search warrant, so we're going to get it one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought if I could ask you, and we could just do it right now, I'll like show you how to, like what we would do.
I know what it is.
I would just get your DNA
Well,
sample, yeah, it's like a big Q-tip.
Yeah,
We'd also like to do an exam, have a nurse examine your body.
that's absolutely okay.
Okay, and I want her to look in your ears, and I want her to look at your back, and, you know, the people that are in these groups, we're gonna try to collect evidence from them, because they might have your skin underneath their fingernails, or, you know, we're gonna do our best to get any evidence to, I mean, we
Yeah,
don't know what
yeah, of course,
happened.
yeah, I mean, and I know everything that happened in the river, so,
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
there's that part of it too, but,
definitely,
okay,
yep,
okay,
you can call me.
okay.
I just don't know if I had a lawyer present, what he or she would say.
Well, I just want you to know that we would get it anyway. I've got a coworker that's writing a search warrant.
If you get
for the
it
judge.
anyway, then let's do it.
Okay, with the court order, or just, let's do it now and get it done?
No, let's do it now and,
Okay.
and give you what you need
Okay,
to start your
Yeah.
proceedings or your search. Yeah.
well, and yeah, I mean, if you sound like you were really afraid.
Yeah, I have a quadruple bypass. I have been out of shape. I have been in bed for a long time, for 6 months at least. I couldn't go to work. I'm not in the best, I mean, I was just floating down the river. Nothing much. Every once in a while I got up so I could pee, because I can't pee in the thing there, you know. Shouldn't tell you that on camera, but yes, most people have to get off the thing. So I got out, I would get up and then hold on and then get back in. I mean, I don't do anything to stay in shape. I'm a guy that wants to survive and keep working at Ritchie Engineering, you know, and why these things happen, it's beyond me. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, why would that many people come down on one person that didn't absolutely do anything, take his goggles, almost one wanted to pull my pants down. So
Did your trunks have like a drawstring?
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
didn't come down?
Oh,
Okay.
no. They came down a little bit, but no, because I have a drawstring on it, so yeah, they couldn't pull it down. But why? All of a sudden, they were like wolves around me, and they were attacking me from all directions. And I truly feared for my life. I didn't know what to do. I mean, these guys were talking over there. I didn't know what to say. I mean, I was just.
Which guys are you talking?
My
your
bike.
Okay.
My guys. So, and they were quite a bit distance, so they didn't see anything. I don't think they saw anything. And.
So when you go back to your tube, do you guys get the hell out of there? Or
No.
do you what do you do?
We stayed there.
Okay.
Yeah, the girls called the cops. We didn't know what to do. And we stayed there for a long time. There were people coming. We even saw the sheriff coming, and they kept saying, "Oh my God," they didn't know what happened. So they said, "Oh my God, what happened?" So there was a fight. And I said, "Yeah, I don't know what was going on after that. I thought they were still fighting." Personally, when I came back, I saw a whole bunch of people coming over there and yelling at each other, and I thought they were still fighting for some reason. I didn't know what was going on. So I personally wanted to stay and watch to see if the cops get them for fighting, you know, for whatever they were doing.
Sure. Okay.
So I wanted to be a witness to them fighting.
Gotcha.
Or if the cops needed a witness, I wanted to sit there for as long as possible. And then the group said, "Well, there's so many people there. I don't know, let's just get going. We don't want to get involved in that." I was just in there. They attacked me. Yeah, but look at them now. They're attacking each other. I don't know what they're doing. So cops came, and we stayed there for, I don't know, another 10, 15 minutes.
When the police were there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we decided we'll go. Nobody asked me anything, and I said, I kept my mouth shut. And down the river we went.
Okay.
So I was very shocked. I didn't know what just happened. We tell you the truth.
Well, Sandy said that you were quiet
I was very quiet.
and you didn't really talk.
I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I get excuse my French, my ass kicked by a whole bunch of kids. What am I gonna say? I just got my ass kicked by this kid. Now the police is on top of them. Well, I think something's gonna come out of it. So I thought the police was there because they were fighting, you know, because these were just boys. And they were being obnoxious, not only picking on me, then these girls came over and hit me.
So these are girls over here,
Well,
mostly?
mostly.
Okay. And this was all guys?
Yeah, I didn't know who was in this group, but I know these were all guys because I was snorkeling back and forth, and I asked them if they found something, and they said, well, you know, they started calling me a molester. Then I got up, and one of them took my goggles, threw me in the river. I went after them. One of them wanted to pull my pants down, and there you go. So what happened? Can you tell me what happened?
Yes. 4 people went to the hospital with injuries,
Oh my God.
and 1 person died.
Oh no.
I don't know any of their names, and I don't know any genders, so I don't know.
Was that because they fought each other, or is
I
that
don't know. I don't know. I don't know what their injuries are. I was with Sandy the whole time, and then when I kind of turned Sandy over to Ernesto and Amy, then I came here. So I have no idea what their injuries were.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
So we just need to be able to like piece this together. You know, in your statement,
What other pictures did they give you of me?
it's just that one. That's the only one I have.
They didn't take, they
Well-
had lots of cameras. You should take their cameras.
Yes, and so I have colleagues,
Yeah.
investigators that are talking to all of those, you know, the people in the group and the other witnesses. So yes, we are trying to collect. And I told Ernesto and Amy, because they said that Rosie was taking a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think she took any pictures of those guys. There was, at the stop up here.
Yes, but
Yeah.
you were snorkeling. They might have been like taking a
Oh,
selfie or
I
something,
see.
and
Yeah,
we
yeah,
could have
yeah,
gotten,
yeah,
we
yeah.
could get these guys in
Yeah.
the background that they don't even realize they have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So I asked them to go through their photos so
Right,
that we
right,
would be
right.
in contact with
Got
them.
it. I was, all of a sudden you say that, I was like, why would they take pictures of me going over there?
No, you just never know what you get in a picture.
Yeah.
If they're sitting here waiting for you and somebody else to find the phone,
Did you find his phone?
I don't know. Again, I've been with Sandy pretty much the whole time, and now I came here with you. So I do know, I did get a message that the goggles and the snorkel were found. So that's all the information that I have about, like, items that were located.
No, my whole life is down the tubes.
Well, I don't know if that's the case. Because people have the right to defend themselves.
I know, but this is Wisconsin.
This is Wisconsin.
Okay. You can continue on. I usually know that people that defend themselves, they end up being accused of being this and being that.
Well, I think if you'd asked me what I would have done,
Yeah,
I mean,
let's not say
I don't
that
know.
now. Yeah, you don't know.
I don't know. I would have been scared shitless, I can tell you that.
When that many people
Yeah.
try to pull your pants down and hit you, and two boys had knives on them. They didn't find any of those 2 knives?
I don't know. I don't know, but we're looking. And, you know, we're looking before it gets dark out. Right now it is 8:40.
I'm glad I actually took that kid's knife. He would have stabbed me. He was not there to scare me. He was there to harm me. At least I'm here, but I'm sorry for how it ended up. Still scared, like I said, I'm scared that they're gonna be finding out where I live and they're gonna be hunting us at night and they're gonna be hurting my wife.
Well, I will call Sandy as soon as I leave here, okay, and just check in on her. Find out about your medications. Have you had any medicine this morning?
No, I take them in the evening.
Okay, you take them in the evening. What would happen if you don't take them
Nothing.
tonight?
Nothing. I'm not even hungry, to tell you the truth.
Okay, but if you don't take your medication tonight, is that life-threatening?
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
I mean, granted what happened today, I was shocked, yeah, but I don't know. I don't think so. I just can't believe what happened. They need to maybe do sobriety tests on minors on that river. Maybe they need to put an end to drinking, underage drinking and doing drugs. The river over there is turned into a sewer. My second time, and I have dragged my wife out of there, pretty much against her will. I promised her it was going to be the best day. I made promises. We're going to have a great time with this.
Because she didn't want to go?
No. She always says, oh, places like this, all they do is smoke pot and do this. Yes, there is a lot of pot smoking over there. We don't know who's legal, who's illegal. I don't know anything about Wisconsin laws, but you can smell it. It was everywhere in the air. And I don't know what people do, because you do the DNA, you can find out, what type of drugs are in my system. I've never done any of that stuff, so I don't know. I'm very clean, as clean as they go. You looked at my criminal record, you can keep digging, there is nothing there, because I don't have anything, not even one parking ticket, not a speeding ticket. I'm as a law-abiding citizen as they come. But I fear for my life, too. I mean, I went through a very serious surgery to be alive, to be knifed down by a bunch of kids on the river.
Yeah, no, I understand.
And I'm not blaming the police. I believe that's a private land. They have to have their own security there, and they need to do better.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub these along your lower gum line and kind of inside your cheek. I'm going to do them both at the same time. It shouldn't hurt at all. If it does, let me know. I'm going to put them in this box, and then I'm going to seal this bag while we're sitting here so you see that I sealed it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just have you open up your mouth. Let's see here. Shouldn't, like I said, shouldn't hurt. All right. And you're okay with having the nurse do the exam on you, taking pictures if you have any lumps on the body? You're okay with that?
Yeah. These actually are direct from trying to get out of the
Okay,
tubes in shallow water.
okay,
I had a hard time trying to stop the drain.
yeah. Can I just, I know the nurse will too, but can I take a picture of it?
Yes.
Okay.
But this was not from the confrontation.
Oh, this wasn't?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood that.
No, these are from scrapes on the river bottom when I was
When you were snorkeling?
snorkeling.
I got
Yes.
you. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, please don't use that, yeah. I didn't touch those kids. I did not swim, nothing. No.
Okay. I'm gonna seal this up, because I told you I was gonna do that. And then I'm gonna go call the person that, has the nurse kind of on standby, so that we
Yeah.
can, get that taken care of. I'm also gonna give Sandy a holler. Oh, look at that, the tape just.
Oh, no.
For the love of God.
Is this good?
Well, I didn't like it because it's all, and it's not gonna be big enough to do what I need to do here, so we'll try it again. Worst case scenario, I can always bring it to my office next door and do it in the evidence room. But I'm gonna try to take care of it here.
Probably dries up. When it dries up, it's probably.
Well, and then it's real sticky and it's real finicky, so if you get it stuck on something, it's,
Yeah.
you know, it's meant to not, be able to be tampered with,
Mhm.
so. I'm gonna get ripped on my finger, so I'll just,
It dries so fast.
okay. So I'm gonna go call my supervisor, who had been in contact with the nurse, and just let them know that we're gonna do that. And then I will be back. Do you have any questions now?
I just not,
You need to go back. All right, I can make sure that happens. I'm just gonna write your name on here so that. Today is 7/30/22.
MIU.
Yep, this is,
Oh.
that means no middle initial.
Oh,
And then
I see.
oh, did I spell it wrong? It's
No, no,
MIU. Yep, I did.
yeah.
It's MIU. There we go. Okay, that's yours. I will be back in a minute. In the meantime, I'll have one of the jail staff bring you to the bathroom. And are you still doing okay? Do you need, how's your water there?
I have money for now.
Okay.
It's going through a lot faster than I
All right. Be right back, Nick.
thought. Thank you so much.
Can you use the restroom?
Lieutenant Hart, was that the interview you did with Nicolai and you at the jail?
Yes,
At the point where you left, was that the end of your questioning of him?
yes,
While you were talking to him, you showed Mr. Mew a photo on your phone.
yes.
What was that photo?
That was a photo that had been disseminated to us of the suspect.
You know where it came from? At the time, did you know where it came from?
Probably, I believe dispatch had emailed it out.
Was it a photo from the video or from something else?
Sustained.
You know where the photo originated from?
I do,
Where did it originate?
from Jawan Cockfield's video.
Did, strike that, while you're talking to Mr. Mew, you were referring to a diagram?
Yeah,
Are you gonna approach her?
Yes.
Lieutenant Hart, I'm showing you what's been marked as exhibit 16. You recognize that?
I do.
And what is it?
This is the diagram that I asked him to draw me while we were talking.
Did he draw portions of that?
He drew all of it. I put the words on there.
All right. Your Honor, I move for admission of exhibit 16.
Any objection? 16 is received.
If I can publish to the jury on demo.
Yes, you may. While you're standing there, would you also retrieve the Exhibit 24?
And just to clarify, is the only thing you added the words on the diagram?
Yes, he put the 100 feet or inches, but I wrote Amy, the mostly girls, shallow, all males and female, and then that is my handwriting on the lower right-hand portion where I put the date and our agency case number.
Also in the video, you appeared to be taking a buccal swab.
Yes,
Did you do anything with those swabs?
I logged them into evidence at the sheriff's office.
Were those the swabs that were sent to crime lab?
No,
Which swabs were sent to the crime lab?
the one in the kit that the SART nurse had taken.
speaking with Mr. Mew, did you notice any signs of impairment?
No.
That's it, nothing else, nothing further.
Anyone need a break? Still doing good? One vote for break? All right. Let's take a short recess then. We'll come back at 10:25. All right, we were about to start cross, correct? Cross, Mr. Trofficy.
Good morning, Lieutenant.
Morning.
In your 25 years in law enforcement, is it fair to say that you've had the opportunity numerous times to question both victims of crimes and people accused of crimes?
Yes.
And in this particular case, if I have it right, the interview with Mr. Mew takes place approximately little more than 4 hours after the incident. Is that fair?
Yeah.
And to your knowledge, for most of those 4 hours, the majority of those 4 hours, he was in police custody somewhere, right?
I believe so.
And in situations like this where they call you in, which would be considered a serious situation when you get called in?
Yeah.
Okay. And in those situations, you're trying to gather as much evidence and as much information as quickly as possible. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And in your 25 years in law enforcement, have you been involved in situations that you would consider to be highly stressful events?
Yes.
Would you consider this to be a highly stressful event?
Yes.
And would you agree that in those highly stressful, have you interviewed victims of offenses and people who are accused of offenses involving highly stressful events?
Yes.
And in those highly stressful events, both the victim and the accused can be feeling kind of the same emotions sometimes. Is that right?
Sure.
Okay. And would you agree in your training and experience that highly stressful events can impact someone's ability to recall what had happened?
Yes.
Both for the complaining witness or victim as well as the person who's accused. Would that be fair?
Fair.
And you'd agree that doesn't mean that the person is necessarily lying. Sometimes these stressful events kind of cloud memories and make it difficult for them to recall events, correct?
Yes.
Speculation.
Overruled.
I think you said yes?
Yes.
And would you agree that based on your training and experience, how long someone suffers from a stressful event, meaning how they react to it, that can depend upon, it can differ in terms of timing, right? What I mean by that is you might suffer the same stressful event as I suffer. You might be over that stressful event in a much shorter time than I would be over it. Is that fair?
Yes.
And because it's a criminal investigation and you're working at a quick pace here, you're not given the opportunity to kind of let things calm down before you do your investigation, right?
I don't know if I understand your question.
Okay, so let me give you an example. So in an example, if this fact pattern involved an officer, that officer would have an opportunity before they had to give a statement, correct? Officers don't have to give statements immediately after stressful events. They're allowed to kind of calm down and think about it before they're required to provide a statement. True.
Objection irrelevant.
Sustained.
Did you give, or was Mr. Mew given an opportunity in terms of timing to calm down from the situation, kind of make sure that he had all his faculties before he provided a statement?
I don't know, other than the 4 hours between the time he was taken into custody and I spoke with him.
And those, I'm not being critical of you here, I'm asking you, you don't know whether or not those 4 hours he was still under the stress of the event, right?
I don't know.
And I'm not going to ask you about what you saw in the video, but what I'm going to ask you about is you're aware there's a video in the case, right?
Yes,
Okay. And when someone gives you a statement about what had happened, it's helpful for you as an investigator to be able to go back to that video and kind of determine the accuracy of that person's statement, right?
sure.
Okay. And while you're able to determine whether or not the person's statements are accurate, what the video really doesn't capture and what you need to try to figure out is what the person was feeling or what their beliefs were at the time, correct?
I don't know if that's up for me to decide.
No, but in terms of your investigation, you'll ask people things like, how did that make you feel when something was happening? That you'll ask them questions about their emotions because their emotions might not be borne out on a video. True?
True.
And people will tell you, I was afraid, I was worried, I was stressed. They'll make those statements to you when you ask those questions, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And tell me if this is fair. So you, after conducting the interview with Mr. Mew, you've watched the video, right?
the video of the incident?
Video of the incident?
Yes,
Okay. And you agree his statements regarding how he got the knife, those are inaccurate, correct?
yes,
Okay. And you did ask Mr. Mew what his beliefs were or how he was feeling while all this was going on, correct? Do you remember that during the interview?
I guess I don't recall if I asked him how he was feeling, but he articulated that to me.
Okay, he had mentioned to you how he was feeling, true?
Yes,
Okay. And would you agree that once you kind of get into the meat of the interview, first thing out of Mr. Mew's mouth is that he was acting in self-defense, right?
yes,
And he says that, if I have it right, 3 times in his first statement to you it was self-defense.
yes,
Okay. And he told you in that first portion of the interview that they were hitting him, right?
yes,
And that's true, correct? That's borne out on the video, yes?
Objection, Your Honor. The video speaks for itself.
Sustained, is it? Sustained.
Can I ask you this? Although some of the things that Mr. Mew had talked to you about regarding how he obtained the knife, we agree that was incorrect. Would you agree, based on your interview with Mr. Mew, he never wavered in his claim it was self-defense, correct?
correct,
He never wavered in his claim that he was fearful, correct?
correct,
And he never wavered in his claim that he was attacked, correct?
correct.
If I told you, and I don't know if you've counted, I counted approximately 20 times during that interview that he claimed it was self-defense, he was fearful, or they attacked him. Sound about right?
Yes,
Okay. And you've sat through, I know you weren't here yesterday because you weren't feeling well, but you've sat through the trial of every other witness other than when you weren't here, right?
yes,
Okay. And you've listened times when witnesses had to be corrected or shown something that turned out not to be true based on the video, right?
yes.
Okay. Do you have any information through your investigation that contradicts Nick Mew's belief that he was in fear during that incident?
Objection, Your Honor.
Come on up.
Lieutenant Hart, in terms of what had happened that day in your interview with Mr. Mew, okay, the recorded interview we just watched, he didn't make any other statements to you that would give you any reason to believe that he wasn't in fear, correct?
Objection, Your Honor, same grounds.
Overruled.
Can you ask that again?
I don't know. Based on your interview with Mr. Mew on the day in question, right? When you interviewed him on the tape.
Yes,
He told you he was in fear, yes?
he did.
Okay. Did he provide any other statements to you that would contradict that statement that he was in fear?
No,
And to be fair, he told you multiple times in that interview that he was in shock about what happened and didn't remember everything. Is that right?
correct.
Okay. And that, based on your training and experience, that wouldn't be unusual, would it?
No,
Okay. You've had that with other people who have been complaining witnesses or victims of offenses?
yes,
And have you had that with people who have been accused of crimes?
probably.
Okay. Tom, if you can answer this. So he never denied that he defended himself with a knife, correct?
Correct.
What he got wrong was how he got the knife, but he told you that he used it on other people, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And he told you other things that you actually found out to be true, right? Like he had a snorkel and goggles, right?
yes,
Okay, and you found those, not you, but your police found those, right?
yes,
Okay, so that's true.
yes,
He told you that he was looking for Ariel's phone, correct?
yes,
You guys found Ariel's phone, right?
yes,
He told you that people were calling him I think he says the word child molester. But it's true, people were calling him names, correct?
yes,
Okay. And I think he also told you on the tape that they were attacking me from all directions. Is that right?
he did say that.
Okay. Do you, in your investigation, do you have any evidence through interviews of witnesses or anything else that that's not correct?
Objection, Your Honor, please approach.
Yes. Any objection on? I'll sustain the objection on foundation grounds. Mr. Tromphasy, you may continue.
Lieutenant Hart, can you just give me a brief synopsis of the investigation that you've done in this case?
Yes, I interviewed Sandy.
Okay.
I interviewed Mr. Mew.
Okay.
And I coordinated the translation and transcription of Hispanic-speaking statements and 911 calls.
Do you, so the investigators who have testified, you're their boss?
I'm their supervisor, yes.
Okay. In an investigation like this, do those reports pass over your desk? Do you see those?
I would say a majority of them, not all of them.
Okay. Do you, so you're aware, well, tell me if you're aware, that there has been multiple interviews conducted in this case by your investigators, right?
Yes,
Of multiple eyewitnesses or people who claim to be eyewitnesses to what has happened, right?
yes,
And have those reports passed over your desk?
not all of them.
Have some of them passed over your desk?
Yes,
Okay. Based on the information that you have seen, the reports that you've seen, the interviews that you've conducted, any other evidence that you've been able to look at, my question to you was, is there any evidence that contradicts the statement that Mr. Mew had made to you on that interview that he was surrounded on all directions?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Well, I haven't read every single report for this case.
On the stuff that you've read. I can't ask you about things you don't know. What I can ask you is on the things that you've read, the reports that you've reviewed, the interviews that you've conducted, there's nothing that contradicts his statement that he was surrounded, right?
Your Honor, I'm going to object because it's Vegas to time. There's a 3-minute period here.
Overruled. Can you answer the question?
So your question is if I've seen any of the reports that I've read.
I'm asking you if any of the evidence that you've reviewed in totality, whatever you've reviewed in the totality, okay? there's nothing in the evidence that you've reviewed, the witnesses that you've spoken to, that contradicts Nick's statement that he was surrounded when he told you that, right?
Yeah, he's the only interview I conducted.
You've reviewed other reports though, right?
Yeah,
Okay. And I think he said in his interview with you that he said, all I want, guys, did you find a phone? Right? You remember that?
yeah,
Okay. And through testimony you've seen and witness statements that you've read, you know Joanne Cockfield's holding a phone, correct?
yes,
Okay. And through your investigation, you'd agree there were no little girls in that area at the time, right?
not that I'm aware of.
Okay. So would you agree there's nothing factually in terms of evidence that you know about that would support the claim that people have said that he was looking for little girls? There were none, right?
There were none, nope.
If you would have suspected he was impaired, would you have followed up on that?
Yes.
Okay. How? I mean, what would you, just tell me what you would have done.
Well, I probably would have applied for a search warrant for his blood.
Okay. Because that would, if a person's intoxicated in this in the situation that happened, this incident, knowing that would matter to you, right?
Yeah,
Just one moment, Judge, I think.
Yes.
It's all, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. Smestad?
Lieutenant Hart, as you were interviewing Mr. Mew, did he at any point say anything about being strangled?
no,
Did he say anything about having injury or pain to his neck or throat?
no,
Did you see any injuries on his face at all?
no.
How many feet away from him were you during that interview?
However wide a table is,
Can you describe the lighting in the interview room?
it was well lit.
Did Mr. Mew say anything about hearing anybody threaten him with a phrase similar to, "You've got 10 seconds"?
No,
At the time that you interviewed Mr. Mew towards the end, when he asks you what happened, did you know that he had already been informed that he was under arrest for homicide and attempted homicide?
Objection, speculation.
I'm asking if she knew.
I'll sustain the objection. You'll have to rephrase the question.
Did you have any knowledge as to what he had been informed of with regard to charges when he was arrested?
no,
When Mr. Mew asked you what happened, and you told him that someone had died, what was his response?
I believe he said, oh no.
Did he appear to be surprised?
I'm going to object.
Sustained speculation.
At one point in the video, you see him put his head in his hands.
Yes,
Did you see any tears?
no,
Mr. Trofsky asked you about the stress that a victim can undergo, and in your opinion, you said, yeah, that sometimes that happens. The same go for 17-year-old kids who saw their best friend get stabbed to death?
Yes,
And same goes for the people who actually were stabbed?
yes,
Did Mr. Mew ever waver in his claim that he did not himself have a knife on the river?
no,
Did he, do you know how many times he denied having a knife on the river? If you remember?
I don't remember, but it was more than once.
Did he ever waver in his claim that two of these boys pulled knives on him?
No,
Did he appear to recall details about how that all happened?
yes,
At one point in the video, he asked if anybody had found a phone. Do you recall that?
I do.
Do you know what phone he was talking about at that point of the interview?
Sustained.
During your interview, did he specify whose phone he was looking for?
Yes, I believe you told me it was Ariel's.
Nothing further.
Mr. Truffasi?
Because he didn't tell you anything about hearing somebody say you got 10 seconds, you're not saying that means it didn't happen, right? That somebody didn't say that.
Right,
Okay. And because he didn't mention to you that he had been strangled, you're not saying that that means it didn't happen, right?
no,
Or complain about neck pain or being hit in the face. You're not saying that because he didn't say he wasn't hit in the face, or however he was hit, you're not saying because he left something out that that didn't occur, right?
right.
That's all.
Thank you, Lieutenant Hart. You may step down. Mr. Anderson, does the state have more evidence?
No, Judge.
All right, the state rests. Members of the jury, there are a few items that I need to discuss with the attorneys in private. So we're going to have a recess. This may be a little bit longer than some of the earlier recesses, so please be patient. We will get back to you before the lunch hour. Please take the jury out.
All rise for the jury.